Hey, this Gratigram is about the winter break that is about to end. As I'm recording this, it is the last day before my kids and my wife and I have to go back to school. I know some schools have already reopened from winter break, so this time is now past. But what I want you to do is think about couple of fun things that happened over winter break. I know some people say, oh, nothing happened and it was boring, but I'm sure something happened in the last couple weeks. And also think about who you were with during those times. And I want you to reach out to them today, at least one person, and connect with them and remind them of the fun time you had over break. Because while it's sad that it's over and we have to get back to reality, it's also nice to keep those memories fresh in mind because we're all going through it together. And so we might as well go into it with a sense of happiness and reflection. And we can also have those memories to share with others. And maybe they had similar memories. We can make connections as we're all going back through this transition to normalcy. So think about someone you had a fun time with these past couple weeks and let them know. It could be someone in your own household, because it could be a relative or a friend that you have to reach out to past your house. But let them know. And in the meantime, I'm going to get myself back into normalcy in my own practices. But let someone know that you appreciated that time you spent with them. All right, love you. Make it a sensational Sunday. And remember, as always, no matter what day it is, the path of perfection and go for greatness. Hey, today's Gratigram is about today, the first day back from winter break for many of us. Some of you have already experienced this, but I am actually thankful for getting back to the classroom. Mine is virtual. I'm an online teacher, but most of you who are teachers are going back to a physical classroom. You're going to see your students in person, and it's going to be exciting. It's going to be different than the last couple of weeks, but it's a blessing. At least I think so, because for a long time, I wanted to be a teacher. And it was a struggle for me in some ways. And sometimes I have to think, wow, I am a teacher. And I have been for many, many years. But still, it's sometimes surprising to me with the struggles I've had that, wow, I really am one. And when you get into a situation like today, when we've had a break for 2 weeks or 10 days, how long yours was, it can feel like, yeah, I have to go to work. But I am thankful that even though it's going to be a struggle, that I get back to the classroom, be it virtual or in person. So I'm thankful for this challenge of getting back to the swing of things, because today's going to be rough. Let's not sugarcoat it. Tomorrow will be better, and so will Wednesday, and so on and so forth. So what is one thing about today you are excited for? Let me know down below. In the meantime, I have to get going on my day. I love you. Make it a magnificent Monday. And remember, as always, to pass on perfection and go for greatness. Today's Gratigram is about our home projection system. When I was 6, or maybe a little older, my dad and our family were invited to the house of a coworker of his. When we walked into the house, I was amazed. They had this huge projection screen set up, and we played Joust on the Atari 2600. Yes, I'm that old. And obviously it left an impression on me, because I remember that like it was yesterday. And now, fast forward a few years later, and I have one of my own in our house. And while it probably isn't as fancy as the one that my dad's friend had, it's still amazing. I mean, look, on this Roku, I could work out, I can watch all kinds of different movies and shows, and I don't have to leave my house. And as a more increasingly more introverted person I'm finding myself to be, that's awesome. And it really didn't cost much, more than you would think a home projection system would cost. And so I just am thankful for the opportunity this gives us as a family to have family movie night and play video games on a big screen and work out like I'm going to do in a minute here. So what is a luxury that you once thought was out of reach, but now you have a ample supply of? That was a weird way of saying that, but you mean what I know. Let me know down below. And in the meantime, like I said, I have to get working out here. So you have a fantastic day. Love you. And remember, as always, to pass on perfection and go for greatness. Hey, today's Gratigram is about special anniversaries, and I'm going to warn you, this one's personal. Today is the 29th anniversary of the death of my dad, Frank W. Gordon Jr. He died when I was in college and when my brother Jeff was in college. So it was a huge shock because even though he had some heart issues, it was told to us that those issues had passed and he was okay for the most part, but obviously not. He has missed a lot since he's been gone. I mean, I am in a new state now. And I'm married and I have kids and gray hairs. That aside, it's been almost eerie when I think about how much he has missed. Because, I mean, I know my father-in-law Bill longer than I knew my dad, because I've known Bill almost 23 years now. It's amazing, and not in a fantastic way, but just, it's hard to believe. But as I go on my journey, I do think about my dad a lot, even though I don't talk about him a great deal. I do mention him in my book, but I do think about, wow, I wonder what he would think about New Ulm. I mean, how cool is it that I live in a town with a giant copper statue, and I live in this beautiful valley. There we go, there's MLC. And I've had some great opportunities so far in my life, and I continue to have more, and I would love to have shared them with him. Though in my faith, I believe that he is with me, just not corporeally. So today's a bit of a weird day for me. I'll be okay, but a little bit of reflection. So what I want you to do today is I want you to think of a special anniversary of your own. It doesn't have to be as melancholy or as sad as mine, but think about those people that you know that you may not be in contact with anymore, and think of a special memory you have with them. Again, I like to think my dad would have loved New Ulm. He loved Frankenmuth. And this is just like Frankenmuth without the Disneyfication. So think of that person, and if that person's still around, reach out to them and tell them that you're thinking about them. In the meantime, I love you. I love you, Dad. And make it a wonderful Wednesday. Remember, as always, to pass on perfection and go for greatness. Oh, I was supposed to do something fancy, like walk away, and the statue's right there, but my thumb's flipped. So I'm just gonna peace out now. Love you. Hey, today's Gratigram is about kindness. As you may know, I live in Minnesota. If you've been paying attention to recent events, that means something. I'm not going to get into anything related to the events other than to say we need more kindness. Please, somewhere in your day, go out of your way, even a step out of your way, to show kindness to someone. Please, it is sorely needed. Let me know how you will show kindness or have shown kindness to someone. I think the more kindness ideas we can share with each other, hopefully that will turn something around. We'll see. Love you. Please make today a terrific Thursday. And as always, remember to pass the perfection and go for greatness.